transportation to ensure that our fertilizer reaches there. We are on the 26th of April, marking 3 years from the commencement of construction of the urea and ammonia plant. And that day, we shall witness the first production of urea in Central Africa. Why 26th? On the 26th of April 2023, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, laid the foundation stone for the construction of the urea plant. And 3 years down the line, we shall witness the production of urea. And that plant, Honorable Minister, comes with power plant with a full capacity of 85 megawatts. And currently we are almost 80% there because production has not ramped up. Once we start urea, we intend to meet now our 85 megawatts capacity. 40 goes to the grid, 45 within our industrial park. We are also anticipating our investee company, Sinograde, to come online also next year, May, for production of phosphates. The first and ever production of phosphates in our country, and which will integrate now and grow the agriculture sector, because raw materials and inputs shall be determined by local production and local raw materials. So that's our journey, Honorable Minister, for the past 15 years. And to mark and validate this journey, we are honored by your presence here, Honorable Minister, and your entourage. This does not only indicate participation, but it validates your commitment as government, your commitment as quasi-government institutions to partner with private sector in ensuring that we develop our country. We opted to host this marathon because we also want to ensure that we have a healthy nation. And over and above a healthy nation, we have cognizant of a girl child. Like every society, we want a girl child to prosper. So this, Honorable Minister, is not only the launch of the marathon, but it's the confidence that your leadership, the confidence that the government has in ensuring that we associate with the development of a girl child. And we believe that your attendance in this room does not only present a platform of continuity and impact of what we are launching today, but also gives awareness that health is wealth and is wonderful. Honorable Minister, mine was just to give open remarks and welcoming remarks, and without much ado, I want to again reiterate our gratefulness as a group for your attendance. Permanent Secretary representing the Minister of Lusaka, we want to recognize that you've taken care of us in your prestigious province, and we are adding value not only to Lusaka, but to Chilanga, where we launched an economical zone, an industrial park, with a pledge of $5 billion investment in the next 5 years. And on the 26th of April, we shall also have a breaking for a 1.4 billion expansion of the urea and ammonia plant, which will come with it with another 200 megawatts of power. So what are we doing now? We're integrating industrialization and also creating solutions on the energy sector in our country. I want to thank you, Honorable Minister. I want to thank everyone who has come and wish you a pleasant stay. Thank you.
Another round of applause for the Wonderful Group. I think Wonderful Group is doing amazing things from the silk farm, and I was expecting people to clap when we said that we'll be having our first export of silk and Zambia will be on the map. So I think that calls for another round of applause. Indeed, Wonderful Group is leading the industries, and now we are just about to embark on the biggest marathon that you have seen in Zambia and also Africa. So at this point, I will just call upon Ms. Rachel Tanga, who's the head of the Marathon Project, who will just tell us more what the marathon is about what it means, and why it matters. Let's put our hands together for Ms. Rachel Tanga.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chondi. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The Honorable Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, Mr. Elvis Nkantu, the Permanent Secretary in Lusaka Province, Mr. Joe Kalusa, the Group Chief Executive Officer of Wonderful Group of Companies, Mr. Wang Yaochi, represented today by the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Roy Simwamba, senior management and staff of the Wonderful Group of Companies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, partners, members of the press, good morning once again. Wonderful Group is built in industries that are traditionally male-dominated. Construction, manufacturing, heavy industry. Naturally, many of our engagements and advocacy platforms over the years have reflected that reality. But as we approached the close of our 15-year journey, we made a decision. We refuse to close that chapter without asking ourselves a harder question. What does balance look like? What does inclusion look like? What does intentional advocacy look like? Because growth without reflection is incomplete. The Wonderful Group of Companies is the answer to that reflection. This initiative was not conceived as another corporate event. It was designed as a defining moment, a strategic repositioning of our advocacy and our voice. As the big finale of our 15-year campaign, we wanted to close boldly, bigger, and more meaningful for the girl child, for the woman, and for Zambia. We chose this theme deliberately to define where we are going and as a decision that our next chapter must carry greater balance, greater intention, and greater responsibility. The Wonderful Group Marathon will bring together government, corporate institutions, communities, and individuals in one visible and unified movement. We've structured this marathon as a complete experience. In the 2 days leading up to the race, we will host a kids pick-up expo, a vibrant engagement platform where sponsors and brands will interact directly with the fitness community and participants as they collect their kits. It will create a space of visibility, activation, and meaningful connection before the race even begins. And after the race, we shall transition into the wonderful finish, an after marathon celebration where sports meets culture and community. We work hand in hand with the Zambia Association of Musicians to ensure that this celebration reflects the vibrancy and creative energy of our nation. Through live music performances, we shall celebrate not just the achievement but the togetherness. For Wonderful Group, this is not a one-year gesture. It is the beginning of a movement designed to grow year after year. With government leadership present in here and the associations in this room that represent Zambia across sport and the arts, we are confident that together we will build something that strengthens with time. For Wonderful Group, this is not the close of a 15-year chapter. It is the decision to move forward with greater balance, greater inclusion, and greater purpose. And so today we call on all of us, let us come out in numbers for the girl child, for the woman, and for Zambia. I thank you.
Another round of applause. If you heard Ms. Tanga right, she said after the marathon we will have a moment where we'll have live music, and that is why we decided to partner with the Zambia Association of Musicians. And at this point, I will call upon the ZAM president, Mr. Brian Wembia. And Mr. Wembia, I think after the marathon you can organize a match for us with the musicians. Wonderful Group. I think it'll be nice, right? We have a very strong team. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Wembia.
Good morning. Good morning. bit too serious. I'm from the entertainment industry, so why don't we warm up with some music maybe? Can we sing together? Twabawina, twabawina, aha, tuka mumayisa, eae, nishimpula, eae. And then there's that part. Mwabo, mwabo, nga, wamayisa. Clap for yourselves. Thank you so much. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, Honorable Elvis Nkandu. I know that we also have the PS. I'm not sure of which ministry, but I recognize you, Permanent Secretary. I also want to acknowledge the presence of all senior government officials, as well as representatives of the National Arts Council, represented by the board chairperson of NAC, Madam Maureen Lupo Lilanda. And I'm trying to keep a serious face because she's the former president of Zambia. I also want to acknowledge the presence of the leaders of Wonderful Group and all cooperating partners present. And indeed, the media, may I simply say, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Zambia Association of Musicians, we want to celebrate the initiative of a marathon, the wonderful marathon that is coming up, which is about to be launched here. And we are grateful that the arts fraternity is involved in this particular initiative. I'm particularly excited about the theme for the girl child, for the woman, for Zambia. Do we know the theme? Okay, wonderful, wonderful, pun intended. For the girl child, for the woman, for Zambia. I'm excited about this because I think I am a testament to what the power of a woman can do. And indeed, as a man who was raised by a woman, I celebrate anything that involves empowering a woman. And that's the reason even my music has been centered on that. The Zambia Association of Musicians is excited to be a part of this initiative because it speaks to our mandate as an association that advances the interests of all musicians and artists in Zambia. And we attach a lot of importance to our wellness, which includes our physical health as well as our mental health. And as you can imagine, people in the entertainment industry do struggle with mental health complications, particularly because we rarely have an outlet. Because everybody looks at us as the ones with the solutions, as the ones that have packaged the messages through their songs and through their art. But who do we run to when we have our mental health breakdowns and meltdowns? And that's why of late you will see us organizing sporting events like football matches, basketball games, where we bring artists together in the spirit of unity to try and unite the artists, but also to use it as an example of what unity can do, even beyond just the arts fraternity, that indeed the nation of Zambia can unite. And this being an election year, ZAM really wants to push the agenda of peace and unity, and we think we are confident that sport is one of the ways that this unity can be achieved. And that's why we are particularly excited about this initiative and being able to partner with Wonderful Group and all the other partners that will be a part of this gives us an opportunity to continue pushing this important mission of wellness, mental health, and physical health. And as the saying goes, your health is your wealth indeed. And it's wonderful indeed. Yes, so we believe that sports, whether it's running, whether it's a marathon, football, or any other sport, is really a good outlet for us as artists, but also because we are influencers, when we are involved in sports, we are also influencing and persuading those that follow us, our followers, our fans, to also live a healthy life. And a healthy life indeed is a happy life. And so we're looking forward to this wonderful initiative. And we are grateful to our mother ministry as well for always, pushing this important cause of wellness, sports, and also the work that is being done in terms of making sure that the sector, particularly the arts sector, moves from just being a social sector to becoming an economic sector. And as we interact with corporate entities like Wonderful Group, it simply shows that the work of the arts is being recognized by the corporate world. And so, may I make this call to action to all corporate entities out there to emulate and take a leaf from what Wonderful Group is doing, to partner with the artists and the sporting field to ensure that we can work together and create the synergies that will help us develop our nation and develop our mental and physical health. And before I leave, allow me to also call upon the board chair, National Arts Council, Madam Maureen Lupolilanda, to just make a few remarks because it's for the girl child, for the woman, for Zambia. So a big hand for a woman.
Thank you, Brian. But it's all right.
Good morning. May I ride on all protocols observed? For us, it's very truly exciting to partner with Wonderful. We knocked on your doors for the first time last year. Little did we know that it was a journey of 1,000 miles beginning. I think I will just ride on what the president of Zambia has said because he literally took out all the words from my mouth. My only plea is I stand to represent all art forms of Zambia. So we commend Wonderful for teaming up with Zambia Association of Musicians. But we do have a lot of art forms that can still carry the message that you have for the marathon. To work with you, please partner with the other associations. We have a lot to offer. The artist, as Brian has said, we carry the biggest constituency in the country. And we have that influence to drive the agenda of the Wonderful Group of companies and government at the same time. So we truly thank you for this partnership. It's a partnership that's here to stay. We are there for you as you are there for us. It's a wonderful partnership. Thank you and good morning.
A round of applause for Mr. Wemby. Okay. Mhm. A round of applause for Mr. Wembia and for Maureen Lilanda. I think it would be nice to see all forms of artists at the marathon. So, Mr. Wembia, we're expecting a huge number of musicians from your association. Oh, great. Okay, well, no, we expect to see him as well. A round of applause. And at this point, I would just call upon the president of the Lusaka Fitness Squad to also just come and give his remarks.
The guest of honor this morning, Honorable Elvis Sinkando, Minister of Sport, the Permanent Secretary for Saka Province, representing the Minister, Engineer Joe Kabisa, the Deputy CEO for Wonderful Group, Mr. Roy Mwamba. Allow me to ride on other protocols observed and simply say, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is with immense pride and joy that I stand here before you as the president of the Lusaka Fitness Squad to officially launch the wonderful group marathon under the powerful banner for the girl child, for the woman, and for Zambia. This marathon is more than a race. It is a movement that celebrates the strength, resilience, and potential for the Zambian girl child. A movement that honors the sacrifices and achievements of our women across the nation. And a movement that unites us all in the spirit of health, empowerment, and national pride. Running has always symbolized progress. Every stride forward is a step forward for a brighter future. Today, our strides carry a deeper meaning. They represent the fight for equality, the call for equal opportunity, and the promise of a Zambia where every girl child and every woman can rise to her full potential. We recognize that the girl child is the foundation of tomorrow's leaders, innovators, and caregivers. By investing in their future, in their education, their health, and empowerment, we invest in the future of Zambia. We recognize that the woman is the backbone of our communities, balancing critical roles as mothers, professionals, entrepreneurs, and change makers. By uplifting her voice and her strength, we uplift the nation. This marathon, therefore, is not just about kilometers covered. It's about breaking barriers. It's about showing that together we can run toward a Zambia where gender equality is not just a dream, but a reality. Where fitness and wellness and opportunity are accessible for everybody. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the wonderful group for their vision and partnership, for their unwavering support to every runner who will lace up their shoes and carry the message forward. Your participation and sponsorship is indeed a testament to your commitment to unity, shared purpose, and to developing the communities in which you operate. I think we can give them a big hand. Big hand for wonderful group. As Lusaka Fitness Squad, the biggest running club in Zambia, our commitment is to ensure that we continue to deliver world-class marathons to the running community in Zambia, which will continue to put Zambia on the map. As we launch the wonderful group marathon this morning, let us remember that every step we take is for the girl child, is for the woman, and is for Zambia. Together, we run not only for medals, but for meaning. Not only for victory, but for vision. And not only for ourselves, but for generations to come. I thank you. Allow me just to invite the president of Zambia Athletics just for 2 minutes remark, as they are the regulators of all our running events in Zambia. Mr. Bennett.
Thank you so much, President Katai for Lusaka Fitness. May I recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of Youth, Sport and Heart, Honorable Sinkandu MP for Kaputa. He likes mentioning Kaputa when he's speaking. He mentioned it. The Permanent Secretary for Lusaka Province, Engineer Joe Kalusa, the directors from the Ministry of Sports and National Sports Council represented here, the Deputy DG and CEO of Wonderful Group. May I say, distinguished ladies and gentlemen present here, as Zambia Athletics, we are humbled to stand before you today. Like the President has mentioned, we are the regulators of the marathons and the road races in Zambia. Our role is to ensure that all the races that are organized in this country are organized in a very conducive environment, also quality environment. Ladies and gentlemen, just to make mention a few just scenarios. Imagine you are running a marathon and there is no water. You're running a marathon, you've been told you'll be running 42 kilometers. And the road measurers, instead of measuring 42 kilometers, they have measured 56 kilometers. We'll find so many casualties, people dying. So this is where we come in as Zambia Athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me also just to briefly highlight the importance of the marathons. Marathons, they are not only there to promote health. We as organizers of these marathons. We ensure that we carry on the sport tourism. As you are aware, most of the people that will be coming to participate in the Wonderful Group Marathon, they're not only going to be coming from Lusaka. Most of them will come from different parts of the country. Others will come from outside Zambia, enhancing sport tourism. Also, ensuring that economically, that enhancing the hospitality industry, the transport industry, even us as Zambia Athletics, we are using these events for talent identification, ensuring that we have a quality talent pool of athletes that can represent our country, promotion of unity. When you are running, you don't actually realize who you are running with. And also networking, visibility, as you are seeing today, we are all seeing Wonderful Group. This is actually promoting product activation. Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few seconds, allow me to thank the Honorable Minister of Sport and also National Sports Council for continued guidance that they have continued to give to the Zambia Athletics. We have benefited the Honorable Minister for the guidance that you have continued to give us to Wonderful Group. Allow me also to thank you for coming up with an initiative to do the product activation, to promote sport and unity, and also carrying this vision through the marathon. You could have chosen another sport, but you chose the marathon. To the musicians, my comrade Wembia and your entire team, we thank you for coming on board, and also Lusaka Fitness. We know that in terms of organizing these marathons, you've never failed us, and we are sure that this marathon will be one of the best marathons. I thank you.
Thank you so much. I was almost asking him just to give his closing remarks because he was just flowing at how he was thanking everybody. A round of applause for the president. And at this point, I would just call upon the PS for Lusaka Province, Engineer Joe Kalusa, to come and introduce our guest of honor.
Good morning, everyone. I would love to welcome you to Lusaka Province, where a wonderful group of company has taken over. They've taken over in that, one, we've given them land where they are doing their business. Two, every infrastructure you see in Lusaka, it has got towers made by a wonderful group of companies. It has got seating everywhere where we are constructing. Even the cement that we have, but even the food, everything is wonderful group of company. Indeed, they are wonderful because they are good friends. Coming to Madam Maureen Lilanda, Madam, I was your fan. Because I no longer see you on the stage. Remember, you sang as Mumba, you sang as Mwana Wanga, Amama, Uchenjele, all those songs. We've been following you. Thank you that you are still on the stage. My colleague from Mukawa, whom I intended to deport for not knowing who the permanent secretary is, that song you sang, Twawa Winner, where I last sang it in 1969. I don't know how old you were. And don't ask me how old I am, because I'll tell you how old I am. At this juncture, I would love just to welcome our able minister, very energetic, ever there, smiling, no down moment with him. And this is no other than Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport and Art, Mr. Elvis Khan. I could have added another name, but I don't want to be charged. Honorable Minister, you are welcome. Thank you very much. Good morning. How are we today? Journalists, are you not part of the gathering? How are you, journalists? Hey, you are still very young. Please, let's be seated, those that are able to sit. That was deliberate. Yeah, thank you very much. Let me start by recognizing my permanent secretary for the province of Lusaka, Engineer Joka Lusa. Thank you very much for joining us. I also recognize senior government officials who are with us this morning. The group chief executive officer of wonderful group of companies, which were represented by his deputy. Thank you very much, Mr. Roy Simwamba. Thank you for inviting us. When the director of ceremonies was saying that those that are coming here for the first time, I'm one of them. And I'm happy that you will welcome. I'm one of them. I should also recognize you, director of ceremony, before I'm kicked out of the podium. So I needed to pay Ole Mukuriwa, director of ceremonies. Let me also recognize senior management and staff of wonderful group of companies. I want to thank you most sincerely for thinking my ministry to be part of this important event. I recognize our chairperson for the National Arts Council, Zambia, with your director and others. I recognize all of you. Distinguished partners, athletes and participants, I recognize all of you. Let me also recognize presidents and representatives of national federations. I recognize you, ZAP President. Thank you very much. I recognize ZAM President and your vice. That's your vice, isn't it? I'm able to see you. Yes, your vice. Thank you. And others that are in your team. I also recognize the Lusaka Fitness Squad being headed by the president. You have also others with you. I recognize all of them. Our colleagues from the media, thank you for always being with us. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I know today we are talking about the marathon, but I think allow me just to talk about how wonderful group of companies have been. Yes, it could be we may be talking about the girl child. We may talk also about the woman and Zambia. But I think it is important for me to appreciate what wonderful group of companies have done to Zambia and especially to the young people of this republic. Today, as I'm speaking to you now, they have employed about 7,000, in fact, it's more than 7,000 people that are working with the group. And I believe that 95% of those that have been employed are young people. So that is the excitement that I should express to the nation and indeed to the wonderful group, the wonderful people, the wonderful group of companies. You can imagine what the 7,000 would have been doing if it was not for your investment. So these are the issues that we need to be interrogating. I'm very much aware that as we start producing urea on the 26th of April, another 1,000 plus will be employed. So we are getting to about 10,000 which will be employed by a wonderful group of companies. My interest is the young people. 95% of those again that will be employed will be young people. So, Zambians, these things are not happening by accident. It's an enabling environment that has been created by this government that has led to direct foreign investment. And I believe they will not end there. They will continue expanding. So trust your government. 8,000 to 10,000 jobs. This is not only coming from the public sector, because there is that debate. No, it's only teachers, it's only health workers, are those who be working under one group of companies, teachers. The answer is no. So when we are talking about job creation, this is what we talk about. I think our role as your government is just to create an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive. Then we leave other things now to fall into play, jobs and other things. That's how you reduce poverty. That's how you reduce poverty. If people are able to get jobs, get a salary, then poverty is also being reduced. So we are very thankful and we'll continue thanking you for what you're doing. Don't even be surprised. Some people might even ask you, no, the gaining of the kwacha is cosmetic. No, it's not. Why should it be cosmetic and yet we are producing? You can only grow your economy if you are producing and you are able to export. So we should never be allergic to exports, because exports will give us the much needed forex. Obviously, the kwacha will continue gaining. So with the expansion of Wonderful Group, with the exporting of fertilizer, with the exporting of silk, with the exporting of towels, definitely what we expect, the kwacha should continue appreciating. So this is not by accident. So we should continue thanking your Deputy CEO for what you are doing, for stabilizing our economy. And the President has been on record that when you export, that's when you can grow the economy. When the economy grows, it takes care of the sick, it takes care of the vulnerable, it also takes care of the old. So don't be surprised. The economy is growing. Yesterday I was listening to Secretary Treasury from 18 billion to now about $33 billion. That's how we have grown as an economy. What does that mean? More people now should be benefiting from social cash transfer. That's how it works. So I thought I should mention that because we have very wonderful people in this room and a wonderful group of companies that have made it possible for us now to take care of the sick, because you have made it possible for us to grow this economy. So thank you very, very much. Having said that, it is indeed now my honor and privilege as I join you today at this important launch of the 2026 Wonderful Marathon. I remember, I think we met down, what's her name? Rachel. What's the other name? Oh, Tanga, yes. I was looking for Tanga. I think we had a discussion, I think we met somewhere where I was also proposing something that you'll be thinking about. I think Wonderful also should also come up with a marathon. And I was told that, no, in fact, that is it. It's in the pipeline. That's why I think a lot of you saw me in Northwestern yesterday. But because for me this was very, very important. Anything that is adding value to what we believe in, we always want to be part of those events. So I had to make sure that after the celebration in Solwezi, I had to start off just to be part of this important gathering. That's how committed this government is. By press. That's how this government is committing itself to this important gathering. So this initiative indeed demonstrates how sport can be used as a platform for advocacy and also for inclusion. Obviously, it can also be looked at as a national development, while also recognizing that events such as this are the heartbeats for social and economic transformation with the power to build, the power to encourage others to also be part, innovate, and also dedication to vision. Allow me to commend Wonderful Group for implementing this important initiative, because this marathon is not merely about physical endurance, it is also about collective responsibility, empowerment, and also shaping the future of our country. As minister responsible for sport, I firmly believe that sport is one of the most effective tools for building resilience, leadership, and instilling confidence and unity, as indicated by Zambia President. Definitely, when you talk of sport, it's a unified. Sometimes we even forget about our respective political parties when we are cheering people who are running, when we are cheering people who are playing football. We only cheer. We don't say, I'm cheering you and I'm coming from this political party. We forget about those things until after the game has ended. That's when we get back to where we're supposed to be. So, so indeed, sport unifies. And I've also liked what the President of Zambia said as we approach 13th August this year. You know what will be happening. I think Zambia should also up their game by sensitizing young people, even the elderly, through songs that does not pay to get involved in violent activities. It's just to argue on policies, ideas. We should not get physical. Why? My election is fair. So please continue highlighting why it is important not to get to physical confrontations. So thank you very much. I believe these are values that extend beyond the track and also into the fabric of our nation. The theme of this marathon, for the child, for the girl child, for the woman, for Zambia, speaks directly to our national priorities. For the girl child, sport represents opportunities. It provides a safe and empowering space where young girls can build confidence, develop leadership skills, and also realize their potential. When we empower a girl child, we are securing the future of our country. And indeed, this resonates well with the youth, the theme that we are having for our youth week. Rise and soar. It is in tandem with, I think, this theme. Because the girl child is also a lot of them are youth. So you are just encouraging them to get out of where they are and be counted. For the woman, this initiative promotes wellness, visibility, and participation. Women are very, very central to the strength of our family, our communities, and also our economy. Supporting women through initiatives such as this strengthens the nation as a whole. This also resonates well with their theme of this year: rights, justice, action, for the girl child and also for the woman. So I think wonderful. You knew what you are coming up with. They are resonating well with both youth and our women. So or maybe you had already Mali Kotabuka Kalike Jati. I must make mention that a healthy and empowered population is the foundation of sustainable development. When we promote sport and wellness, we are investing in productivity, unity, and national pride. Therefore, this launch could not have come at a more appropriate time than now. So as we continue commemorating the 2026 Women's Month, under the theme which I correctly said, rights, justice, action for all women and girls, this initiative reinforces our shared commitment to advancing the well-being and empowerment of women and girls across the country. As government, we strongly encourage the private sector to actively participate in national development initiatives such as this launch and the outcomes to follow. I wish to highlight that public-private partnerships are a critical approach to driving sustainable impact, and we all agree that government alone cannot achieve all developmental goals. We welcome corporate institutions that step forward to invest in youth, that step forward to invest in sport and arts, and also in social advocacy. I'm very glad to note that wonderful group of companies has demonstrated leadership in this regard, and we encourage more companies to emulate this example by supporting platforms that uplift communities and empower vulnerable groups. I therefore call upon communities, corporate entities, development partners, civil society organizations, and individuals across Zambia to come on board and support this important marathon. Register, sponsor, and also participate. You not only participate, you can also advocate. Let us stand and move together for a girl child and women. To the young people of this country, I urge you to seize opportunities such as this. And these are the platforms that the young people have been crying for. We need opportunity. We need opportunity. And this government is trying by all means to create such platforms. We just created in the last 1 week, we created a lot of platforms where we are bridging the information gap by young people interacting with the policymakers, by young people interacting with the policy implementers. We have created a lot of platforms. The Indabag, the careers fair, entrepreneurship fair, community service, even the launch itself, which was graced by our powerful ZAM members at Piazza there. So these are platforms that we are creating. Town hall meetings where we bring in all these private sector players, policy makers again, implementers, so that they talk to these young people, the opportunities that lie in each and every ministry. So I think on that one, we have really accelerated the creation of platforms where these young people can interact with who they want to interact with so that they can grow and also secure their future. So, as I said, we need to stand together for the girl child. Indeed, it is very, very important. But after creating all these opportunities, my call to these young people is to continue being disciplined. Because discipline is the cornerstone of every person who wants to excel. So, as we participate, let's also make sure that we remain disciplined. We are determined. And also, obviously, we should be very, very proud of all these opportunities that are coming our way. As you know, that a healthy nation is a productive nation, and every step you take today is a step forward, a stronger, more disciplined future for Zambia. And indeed, this launch marks the beginning of a collective effort. With this, I want to say, may you be inspired. May this change our lives and also perspectives and make a difference for the girl child, for the woman, and also for our country. It is indeed now my distinct honor and privilege to officially launch the 2026 Wonderful Marathon. I thank you. You want me to continue speaking? Thank you for your kind attention. I really appreciate. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for the Honorable, the very youthful Honorable Minister. Also, we love you as the young people because we feel like you're just one of us. So thank you for being youthful, and also thank you for thanking the wonderful group. You have always opened your doors for us. Even last year, you hosted us in your office when we sponsored the Ngoma Awards. So, Honorable Minister, thank you very much. At this point, I would just like to call Mr. Museteka, who's the group secretary, to come and give his closing remarks. After the closing remarks, we will go ahead and get some group photos and we'll head downstairs for some networking and some coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chikoni Banda and I have been your director of programs, Mr. Museteka.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. The Honorable Minister, Mr. Kandu, the PS for Lusaka, Engineer Joe Kalusa, ZAM President, Lusaka Fitness Squad President, the press, government officials. Simply put, allow me, Honorable Minister, to write on the protocols already established. Honorable Minister, it's quite gratifying to see you and hear your kind words on Wonderful Group, and to also see your commitment having been in Solwezi yesterday and in Lusaka today. It's quite unprecedented, and we thank you very much for that. On behalf of Wonderful Group, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to all of you for honoring us with your presence today. Your attendance does not merely mark participation, it signifies alignment. It demonstrates a shared commitment between government, institutions, the private sector, to support initiatives that carry purpose and national relevance. As we launch the Wonderful Marathon, we do so with confidence that the leadership and associations represented in this room will help guide this platform towards continuity and impact. We thank you for standing with us as we begin this journey. Let us come out in numbers for the girl child, for the woman, and for Zambia. Thank you very much.